footballer. How about Tyreik Wright, the other footballer, the Gaelic footballer? Can you tell me a bit about that? And was there a blossoming career on the beckoning for County Cork in terms of development squads up along? Was there a potential that you could have been wearing the red and white of Leeside in County Cork?
Yeah, I think I would have definitely been playing for Cork if I stuck to it. But I had different dreams of my own. I wanted to play football. It was a tough decision. I also wanted to be an Olympic sprinter. But yeah, football was always my dream. I want to play at the biggest stage possible, the highest level possible. I want to represent my country at the highest level. And yeah, that's always been the dream for me.
I suppose you grew up in a heartland of sort of Ballincollig, near enough to Ballincollig, which is, I suppose, it's a real rich area in terms of GA, in terms of County Cork, in terms of tradition, in terms of history as well. Do you feel having such a big background, a big Gaelic background, helps your soccer career and helps your football career in terms of, we all know about the physicality in terms of Gaelic football. Do you think it really helps you and prepared you in terms of that having those attributes in terms of your footballing career?
I reckon something, maybe the toughness side of it has definitely helped me in my football. When I get knocked down, I just get straight back up unless my leg's broken or whatever. I just get on with it. But other than that, I wouldn't say that it's helped me in my footballing ability or mental strength or anything. I feel like that comes with the experience of my loans, the people around me, and just finding out who you really are when times are tough. Yeah, and obviously the Irish background is the Irish toughness, so I feel like that'll always be in me.
Yeah, I suppose Tyreik, in terms of County Cork, has produced. I know you spoke fondly in the past about Liam Miller and his sort of influence in your sort of career growing up as a child. But obviously having Roy Keane as well, not at a doorstep away, coming from Cork as well. Were there sort of role models that you sort of looked up to who went on to play in Champions League, and when we think of Miller, Keane went on to represent their countries, captain their countries. Were they the sort of role models that you penned poster by, the pen-ups for you in terms of pursuing that career?
I'd say from the area I was from, they would have been the role models. But obviously when I whatever age I was when I was younger, I didn't really know much about them until I got older. Liam Miller was great friends with my uncle. You know, his kids went to the same school as I did, and my cousins as well. So obviously it was just sad to what happened to him, leaving behind a young family, and he was young himself. But yeah, I would have said they were the role models growing up from my area, but my main role model will be Cristiano Ronaldo.
And you still keep those connections even to this day with Lakewood Athletic, the people that stepped you on your foundation steps. Do you go back there regularly? Do you visit during the summer months when you're off? Do you still feel the need to give back to that club when you're ever around? Because obviously you're a role model for those people, those youngsters that are through that club in the moment, that can look and to aspire to, that have came out of such a small sort of club in County Cork.
Yeah, definitely. Every time I go back in the summer, I always go down. Like my little brother plays for them as well, so I go and watch him train, pick him up from games, or even if I have a weekend off and I go home, I'll always go and watch him. So I spend a lot of time there when I'm back home, just catching up with the people that were there when I was there. And yeah, just keeping in contact really, because they've done so much for me. That's where I was until I moved to Aston Villa. So I feel like I will repay them in the future, definitely.
I suppose in terms of Ireland, in terms of your international career, I suppose you've burning ambition still. You've played for Ireland all the way up along. You've played in under 21, as you've capped in terms of your under 21, played 15 games, 3 goals for the Ireland under 21s. You're obviously moving out of that era now, and all the uncertainty going on with the national team at the moment, and in terms of where it's going. And obviously they're looking at players in terms of League One, they're looking at players in the Championship. So it's important for players that are on the 21s to be playing regular football to get the attention of the international management going forward? Because there's definitely opportunities now more than ever to represent your country in the senior setup. And is that a burning ambition for you, that to get the attention of international management, having played all the way up along, that you have to be playing regular football in terms of whoever is in charge of the senior team going forward?
Yeah, 100%. You know, that's the country I was born in, so that's the country I want to represent. I could have represented a couple more, but for me, that's definitely one of the ambitions. I want to play at the Euros. I want to play at the World Cup with them. But obviously, I gotta be realistic. I gotta play week in, week out. Gotta be performing at the level that they want me to perform at. And unless I'm doing that, then I'm just obviously I'm not gonna get picked for the squads or whatever. So next season is definitely gonna be a big season for me. This season I was too old for the 21s to play, so the next step for me will definitely be the seniors.
Okay, and Tyreik, just turning on Bradford City, obviously it's been a prospective sort of loan move for you in terms of making appearances, games, transitioning, showing your versatility as well. Do you think this is going to be a really beneficial second part of the season for you, and it's going to set you up maybe next year, if that's at Bradford City or wherever you might be, to have a full season, a full 38, 48 game season under your belt?
Yeah, that's the aim for me definitely next season. I'm not sure what's the most games I've played in a season, but it's nowhere near where I want it to be. So that'll definitely be the aim. 30 plus games next season, 100%, wherever I am.
Okay, and final question for me, Tyreik Wright. In terms of the goals now for sort of finishing out the season, obviously Bradford, it looks like they won't make the playoff picture, and it looks like relegation is not an issue as well. So in terms of the mid-table, but for your own personal ambitions for the final 3 games of the season, what's the burning ambition? What's the driving force for Tyreik Wright to sort of finish out this season on a high?
The main aim for me is just to get through all the games, win all the games, and hopefully chip in with a few goals and assists.
Okay. Cheers, Tyreik. Pleasure talking to you, sir.
Thank you.